Guys, holy cow, that took a long time. See, I got cocky thinking I'd be able to do it, and ended up not being able to do it for like 15 minutes. Got too cocky. All right, now that started, holy cow. This is going to be a second video, obviously, because the first one ran out. Unless I can find a way to trim them together. But, alright, couple things I wanted to talk about. Now, say in a PCE environment, you don't have to worry about being a gray man anymore. Kick the gray man thing out of the way. It's been, we'll say 4 months. Now we'll say even 3. It's been 3 months. And, it's, a lot of people have died off, unprepared. What would you be having on? What would you have clothes wise? Would you be wearing a pair of jeans? Would you be wearing cargo pants? I'm looking for cargo pants right now because I think that'd be a good solution, considering you got 2 extra pockets. Would you be wearing jeans? Right now, if something happened, I'd be wearing jeans because that's all I have. Would you be wearing tactical clothing? What would you be wearing? I know some of you guys are going to say tactical clothing, which is fine, especially 3 or 4 months into it. I mean, obviously anyone that has survived because they're prepared, or they took advantage of other people, or they're just extremely lucky. But what would you wear? Which brings me to the next point. Hold on one second. Alrighty, guys. My next point, or my next question for you guys. What are you guys going to be wearing as footwear? Are you going to be wearing steel-toe boots, combat boots? I've been looking into that, getting a new pair, just because it'd be good to have a couple pairs on hand. I wear Brahma Iron Tough right now. I have a brown pair that I've worn for 7 years now, and I have a black pair I've worn about 2 years, and they both work extremely well. But I'm probably in the market for another pair of boots. So what are you guys gonna wear as footwear? Those are the questions I was gonna ask you guys. What your opinions are on them. Next, this Baltimore thing. Prepared Mind did a video. Hibernia's Son did, I think, 2 videos, or 1 or 2. I know a couple other people have done videos on it. I really enjoyed Prepared Minds. Are you glad that you are a prepper, or aren't you glad you're a prepper? And that is a legitimate question to be asking now, considering you had the Ferguson riots, then you have the this Baltimore riots. What would you do if you lived in a city, say it's a city of 15,000 people? Not very large. I mean, that's large. But what would you do if you were sort of on the outskirts, but kind of in the middle? 15 minutes away from the courthouse downtown, 5 minutes away from the hospital. This is the situation I'm in, and I have no clue after watching this Baltimore thing. I have no idea other than, sticking where I'm at, staying put, and just riding it out, locking down, having my firearms and my plate armor and my bore belt ready. Not saying I'm going to be wearing all these things, walking around the streets, but, need be, maybe I'll sit on my porch for a few hours, listen to a police scanner, see what's going on, and, just be aware, making sure that my family's safe, my couple blocks are safe, get a hold of my neighbors. Thankfully, I know at least 3 of them have firearms. Just get a sort of a neighborhood watch kind of defense thing going on, and just be prepared to stand my ground if something happened like that. And what would you guys do? And I've been watching a lot of these videos, and they are some crazy videos, and I think honestly that is what SHTF is going to look like, at least for the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a month. I believe that's what it's going to look like. If something extremely bad, so bad, like an economic collapse happens, I believe that's what it's going to look like. Which brings me to my next point of, having 2 weeks of food and water is a good start, but I honestly think that you should have at least a month to 3 is what you should be. Your first goal is, after having 2 weeks of food and water, getting that together after a month or two, and then after that month or two, you have your 2 weeks to start on 1 month to 3 months. Don't overwhelm yourself, but start to get as much, not as much, but as much as your budget will allow you to get to do it properly. Because I definitely see this thing from Baltimore happening all over the country. Everywhere someone, where I'm at, I'm sure people are thinking about how, oh, that'll never happen here. My town's smaller. It's not going to happen. The economy isn't just for, a certain area. It's not bad in one certain area. The economy's bad. People are stressed out, trying to make ends meet, working 2 or 3 jobs. It's tough, and at some point, it's going to break. Different times, different places, whether it's Baltimore, Ferguson, Lexington, Kentucky, or wherever, or Los Angeles, or wherever. And it's important to be able to stay put in a situation like that if you can, and if you feel that's your best bet and you feel like you're safe there. Having a 3 months worth of food, or even a 2 week supply would be good if it didn't last longer than a week. Because if where they're riding, you can't just go. People can't just get up and go to the grocery store without. I mean, you could, but you'd be in fear of your life, and you'd probably more than likely take a firearm. And I just think it's important to have extra food and water and a gun, or preferably more than one gun. Hold on, guys. I'm going to pause the video again. There's a train coming by. Alrighty, guys. Sorry about that. But, what would you do? I think this isn't just going to be a Baltimore and Ferguson thing. I think it's going to get worse as time goes on. It's going to get worse, in my opinion. And I think people need to be ready for it. But that's just what I think. I apologize for the crappy fire making video. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, without sacrifice there could be no victory.